Hello, everyone. Excuse me. This is Maureen, and welcome back to another day of praying through the darkness that encompasses each and every one of us at one time or another. Today, our topic is how long and how long must I worry? How long must I have this feeling of emptiness, of not worthy, of not being loved? How long am I supposed to have these feelings? Today's topic comes along with it a verse from David in Psalms 13:2. Now, I don't know about you, but many times I think that we overlook the fact that people in great power are just like you and me. I mean, they have good days and they have bad days. They have days in which they can just shout to the world their successes, their triumphs, and then they have days just like you and me in which they retreat. They have to have a moment of self-reflection. They take time to worry, to have self-doubt, to just wonder, what am I really doing? What is it that I am contributing to? What is it that I'm supposed to be doing? Now, many of us, the normal Joe and Jane, we carry our sadness, we carry our troubles deep within us. And sometimes we're willing to share, but more times than not, we carry this alone in silence. And it can take a toll, not only on us physically, but emotionally and spiritually. But there's no reason for us to do that. We have a Heavenly Father who loves us and who wants to help carry us. Only His footprints in the sand while we are struggling with emotion, self-doubt, self-worth. So, how long? How long? Well, quite frankly, folks, that depends on us. So before we get further into our discussion, let me remind you that my daily devotionals for 2025 come from this little blue book titled 365 Days of Prayers for Those Who Suffer with Depression and Anxiety. And I guarantee you that this little book has an answer for each and every one of us, whether this is a lifestyle for you or you just occasionally hit a bump in the road that, puts you off kilter, makes you worry, get stressful, maybe even fall down that rabbit hole of depression. So if you'd like to have this little book, there is a link for you down in the description box. All you have to do is click on it and it'll take you right to it. So how long must I really worry? How long must I really feel sad? So David asked that very same question. How long must I worry and feel sad in my heart all day? How long will my enemy win over me? Now, like I said, that totally does depend on us. I mean, do we ever stop to think that God's sitting right there waiting for us to ask, to share? I mean, is He always our first recourse when we're suffering, when we're covered in self-doubt, when we're thinking again of good times lost, when we're struggling in financial debt, when we're struggling with dealing with the loss of a loved one? Do we keep that to ourselves and allow it to just eat away at us? Or do we immediately turn to Him and say, God, you know what I'm feeling right now. You know what I'm going through right now. I mean, there is not an emotion that Jesus did not experience when He was here on earth. Folks, He even thought about the fact that, am I worthy to do this for you, my Father? Because if it is your will, you could let this cup, this sacrifice I'm getting ready to make, pass over me. In other words, I look at that as not just Jesus saying, do you have another plan? Am I truly worthy of the sacrifice that you're asking me to make? Have you ever thought about that? Jesus also experienced the sadness of the death of a loved one. He also experienced, at times, being accepted. He worried about that. He's human. He was here in human form. And yes, he was very confident in his relationship with his Father, in the message, in the course of his life. But he didn't worry. The worry that I'm talking about for him was not the fact that he would be good enough. His worry was for those whose hearts were hardened, whose hearts would not be open to the message that he had. So he worried for them because he saw them as lost and knew that their choice had been made to not listen, to not accept him. And, we worry about that as well. Those of us that are parents, those of us that have raised children as our own, we worry when we feel like they're not making the right decision for their lives. We worry about the consequences of their choices. But of all the worries in the world that we place upon ourselves, how long are we going to carry them? How long do we have to carry them? Folks, we don't have to carry them at all. We don't have to carry them for any specific length of time because we have comfort and we should have trust, faith in knowing that by taking our worries, our sufferings, whatever they might be, to our Heavenly Father and placing them in His hands and having the faith that God is in control and will handle it, leaves us open to so much joy and love that we can experience through that knowledge of giving it to Him. So how long must I worry? How long must I allow the evil one to attack me and tear me down? Folks, that is a question that only you can answer for yourself. It's an answer that only I can give to myself. But I can tell you this. I don't worry very long because I know that there is so much out of my control that all I can do is take it to my Heavenly Father and say, I've carried this too long. Even if it's been just for a few minutes, folks, I've carried it too long. I have allowed it to rob me of the joy, of the happiness that you have in store for me. I can't get that time back. But what I can do, Lord, is give it to you. Place it in your hands and let you take control. Father, there are some moments of life where I just can't see the light at the end of the tunnel. Grief, anxiety, and suffering are all so familiar that they have become a part. They become my companions. And yet, when my heart feels that I just can't take any more, Your presence is still my portion. It is not weakness to feel sadness, and it's not failure to need comfort and encouragement. God, be my comfort in the middle of my life here. Meet me where I am. I don't need to be anything other than who I am in this very moment. All you require is my heart in the most of my longing, and you are there. Let me reread that again. All you require is my heart. In the midst of my longing, you are always there. Lord, here I am with my heart laid open before you. I believe that you see me and love me just as I am in this very moment. I am thankful for your love that never leaves me. So strengthen my heart to hear and hold on to you today. Breathe your hope, your love into me again. Breathe your love and your hope into me again. See, folks, God doesn't want a life of suffering or worry or regret for us. He wants us to have the knowledge and the faith to know that He loves us, and truly that's all that matters. That He is there to give us guidance and comfort. We should listen and heed to His plan, and that He takes control when we allow Him to. See, that's the key. How long must we suffer? Totally dependent upon us, because He's always there waiting to just hear that one little phrase, Lord, I need you. And He is there, Johnny on the spot, saying, what do you need, my child? I hope that you've enjoyed today's devotional. Think today, how long do you really carry a burden when it's not necessary? Take a moment to talk to God. I'm sure He's waiting to hear from you. If this was your first time here, I'm so happy that you made it this far. Please be sure, all of you, to hit that thumb. Leave me a comment as to how often you have taken your worries to God. How long have you allowed it to eat away before you turn to Him? Remember, folks, that when the shadows of darkness, when Satan wishes to come in and create worry for you and to feed on it, to keep piling it on and piling it on, reach out to God. He is right there, so much wanting to take it away for you. And remember, of all things, I love you. See you tomorrow. Bye.